Greetings, Rigil Agateiades here, and today we have the extremely rare occasion where I make a second consecutive video on an actual Gundam. I usually don't make videos on Gundams because the gameplay on a lot of them are so bland there's nothing to talk about. But today's mobile suit is not one of them, and I'm sure you can tell that just from the oversized backpack alone. The mobile suit today is unlike the boring old Gundams that has nothing interesting to offer other than raw stats. In fact, it's unlike any mobile suit in the game. The weapon on its back can dish out unrivaled damage while you're doing whatever you're doing on the other side of the map. Dish out staggers almost indefinitely for 15 long seconds while eradicating your enemies with an impressive combination of beam and ballistic fire. Or do absolutely nothing at all if you're unlucky. This is the Gundam that tests both your luck and your dice throwing skills at the same time, the 500 cost support type NTX. Man, can you get a better name? While the name of this mobile suit is one of the least creative ones in the game, the weapon that defines this mobile suit, the wired Psychommu bits, isn't anything like that. Instead, it combines two unique enough attack modes, the Discharge mode of the support type Sazabi and the Linkage mode of the Failnaught, all into one weapon, allowing it to attack in a way no other mobile suits could. Well, if it worked. Now, the two attack modes, starting with the one you pull out whenever trouble is close, the wired Psychommu bits Linkage mode. Activate Linkage mode and the wired bits follow the NTX for 15 seconds, firing automatically whenever you use any other weapon. This includes melee attacks, so you can get an auto-timed down attack just by pressing melee. And the damage on this weapon is high, with 900 base damage per shot each side and firing up to 5 times before expiring. That's more than 7,000 damage in total, while you're using your other weapons. But the scariest part of this weapon isn't even its damage. The scariest part is actually its stagger. Yes, each shot is just a normal stagger, but we're not firing a single shot here. We are firing 5 times. Essentially 5 instant staggers in a row after activating Linkage. The NTX can dish out staggers consecutively like having 2 beam rifles on each hand. But the best part is that there's exactly 2 seconds between each shot. Because of this, it automatically catches evading enemies. If you're on the enemy's side, instead of evading to get out of the stagger, wait for the first stagger to be over and then try to evade the next shot. Otherwise, you're just going to take the next stagger in the face. Next on, we have the part that makes this mobile suit a dice throw simulator, the Discharge mode. After locking on, these funnels fire in straight lines at the target for 8 ticks. Each tick comes with 25% stagger and 400 damage, giving you a whopping 6,400 damage on full hit. Except you're not getting even a fraction of that most of the time. As these funnels don't follow the enemy after firing the first tick, it wouldn't hit more than once on anyone that moves. To get a full hit, you need someone to down them just after your wired bits are out, and I haven't even counted the probability of hitting walls instead. So how much damage you can do is decided almost entirely by luck. But only almost. Your enemies may move, but you can always find moments when they can't. Fire them when the enemy is stuck in a one-way street and they have nowhere to go. Give yourself 2.5 seconds and you can also get a stagger on the arm beam gun, letting you put a stop to the enemy with your own hands. Those are the 2 attack modes on the wired bits, and they're indeed the bread and butter of this mobile suit. But as great as they are, you also need the other weapons. The Linkage mode is powerful, but you need another weapon to trigger it. Since the bits will stagger the enemy for you, all we need is continuous raw damage. The main weapon of the NTX is the NTX machine gun, and indeed it offers nothing but raw damage. Activate Linkage mode, hold down the trigger, and you're dishing out 15,000 damage at once. Other than that, you also have the Vulcans. Doesn't do much on its own, but they trigger the linkage mode even while on thrusters and are the best replacement for the machine gun when that's reloading. Last weapon on the NTX is the arm-mounted beam launcher. This one requires more careful use as it's the only stagger on this mobile suit excluding linkage mode. Definitely save it for when the linkage mode isn't ready. By combining these weapons with linkage mode, the NTX can do extremely high damage if the moment is right. Have linkage mode ready when the enemy is making their push, and you can stop them all one by one. But on the flip side, it also means this mobile suit is particularly weak when linkage mode is down. With no way to stagger without charging the arm beam launcher, you're not doing much while the bits are on cooldown. You do have high performance balancers and a good down attack, but good luck trying to use that on all those prototype Zetas at 500. Instead, always try to be in the middle of your team where they can cover you instantly. Once linkage mode is ready, pull those dagger off for them and they can overwhelm the enemy team in no time. That was the NTX, the support type who's tricky enough to use, but even trickier to play against. The linkage mode is almost overpowered, allowing you to even get down attacks in while staggering on thrusters, and the barrage mode can completely break the enemy team when you get a high roll. But when they're both on cooldown, you're nothing but a giant sandbag. Definitely reduce that weakness by putting on auxiliary generators, and be extra careful that you have no resist move or anything to reduce staggers. It's fun to use the auto-timed down attack, but respect the risk it brings. That's it from me today. Someone please give this mobile suit a better name, and the latest.